Hey guys, this is Naren's with the Hammer Bros, and I'm bringing you Game 2 of the Comic Zone Made GT. As you can see here, I'm playing against Orcs and Goblins. From my left to right is my unit of Gores, 2 units of Harpies behind this piece of impassable terrain. I got my Herdstone, a couple Pork Rockets in front of my units. I have my bunker next to the Herdstone, 2 more units of Gores, and that's my list. Now from left to right here, he's got a unit of 3 Chariots, a Mangler, 8 Trolls, some War Machines there in the back, big unit of Savage Orcs, big unit of Night Goblins, another Mangler, and a couple Pump Wagons on the right there. So, that's about it. Here's the others. Here's a better shot of deployment just from my point of view. Left side again. I win the roll to go first. I don't advance very much. I fly this unit of Harpies in front of the rocks so that if he charges me, he's going to hit it and have a hard time maneuvering around it right there. On the right, however, I move up. I put my Pork Rockets in front to redirect and to hopefully soak up those Manglers. And that's exactly what happens. I go to Magic. I attempt to Spirit Leech his General, who doesn't have a Ward Save. He gave him the Wizarding Hat, and he doesn't have a Dispel Scroll, so it goes through, and I get outrolled, so he doesn't take any wounds. He dispels the rest of my magic. I don't have any shooting to speak of, so we go to his turn. On his turn, he moves his Mangler up, and is about... And you see where that black dice is? That's how close he came to hitting my pig. He didn't kill him. He shoots off his War Machine, or he does magic, and he attempts to Hand of Gork his trolls. I dispel it, and he uses a magic missile on my bunker, and I have MR, and it goes through, and nothing happens. During his shooting phase, he kills one of my pigs. I make my panic checks all around them, and he does 2 wounds to that unit or to that pig there from shooting from the Night Goblins, I believe. We go to my turn, and I move this pig rocket into his Mangler to get rid of that. I need a 10 to hit one of his Pump Wagons over here on the right, and I get it with my unit of Gores, so that was pretty crazy. But I didn't have a much better play because I didn't want them moving all randomly around, so that happened, and now I'm in excellent position. During the magic phase, I do Spirit Leech again, and I kill his general, so those trolls are essentially out of the game. That's the only thing I get off worth mentioning in Magic. We go to close combat, and this is how it looks after close combat. After I take out the Pump Wagon, you can see how I've reformed here. And we go to his turn. On the left here, he's going to charge those Chariots into that unit of Gore. And since our BSB range and general range, if they do lose combat, when they do from all these impact hits, I'll be on a 7 stubborn check, so it's a little risky for me. On the right here, he moves his goblins up and takes some shots, and he pushes up his Savage Orcs because he needs to get into combat to win, especially with those trolls not being able to move. His magic phase is inconsequential again. On his shooting, he starts popping some shots on my bunker and takes out a couple guys there between the Stone Throwers and the Doom Divers. You can see my Harpies are up there, and they're poised to charge his War Machines, which they will on my turn. Anyway, we go to the combat over here, and I kill 2 of these Chariots, but he does a whole bunch of impact hits, and I luckily stick it on a 7. And then on my turn, I charge his Goblins, and I charge his Savages. We pull the hill out here so it's not confusing. We go to the magic phase. I get Enfeebling Foe and Melkoth's Miasma on his Savage Orcs. I get Mind Razor off on that unit. The Goblins die and break and run off. I reform my Gore like so they're in the flank there. After combat, I kill a couple Savage Orcs and one of his characters. He does some wounds to me. He's stubborn and sticks. I reform into Horde formation like so. His trolls fail their stupidity check. Lucky me, because if they wouldn't, they would have hit me in the flank right there. We do another combat, and I win by a couple. Then I charge him in the flank. You can see my Harpies up there are charging his War Machines and taking that flank down. And this is where my opponent decides to call it. After I hit him in the flank, he, is not doing so well. I get a similar set of buffs off once I get the Mind Racer off on the unit in his flank. That's when he calls it. So another big win for the Beastmen. I was lucky in that I was able to Spirit Leech out the General when there's trolls involved. I mean, anytime there's trolls and there's a guy who, even if he has a ward save, is going to make that unit completely ineffective, I'll happily shoot Spirit Leeches at him all day. So that's what won me the game here, Death Magic and my Herdstone giving me, an extra 4 or 5 dice. So either way, I'm getting snipes through, I'm getting, my Shadow spells off. The Beastman with the Herdstone just has some real big advantages that I think in uncomped play they can take a huge advantage of. Obviously, in like ETC and things like that, you really don't get the advantage of being able to get, 4 dice plus 4 dice in your magic phase, and then continually cast death spells because you have access to more dice due to the Death Lore attribute. So another win, and I'm going to be bringing you guys Game 3 soon, and then after Game 3, the Bragging Rights Team Tournament Battle Report will be up. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.